Hey, y'all don't threaten me with a good time. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a very interesting video on TMZ.com in which a real estate mogul was interviewed by the TMZ people about Californians who have fled the state and now starting to kind of regret the decision, and they're going back to California. Now, before we get to the video, I just want to say, hey, you guys are more than welcome to go back. Go back over there. We don't need you here in Tennessee, Florida, Texas, Georgia, Arizona, Idaho, anywhere. Y'all go back to the left coast. Go back to the crack cocaine and the heroin, the fentanyl on the streets. I saw a video, and I'll place that in the description, of a crack smoking woman delivering a baby on the sidewalk in San Francisco. You go back to that and leave us over here in the South and other parts of the country alone. And before I go any further into my diatribe, let's go ahead and roll the clip. As I said, this clip will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio and go to the corresponding article on the website. But you see the headline here: ex-Cali residents coming back due to political chaos in southern states. All right. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
With all that's going on, with what happened in Tennessee yesterday, with what we've seen with the Don't Say Gay bill, with the drag shows, ban, with what's going on with abortion in Texas, are these people?
Okay, cool. Let's stop for a minute. I gotta stop it a little bit because it's TMZ. They might try to give me a copyright claim. But okay, you're talking about banning drag shows. Are we just trying to ban drag shows, or are we trying to say, hey, maybe a 5 or 6 year old shouldn't be in a drag show where you got adult men swinging stuff around? Okay, maybe children should not be in such a sexually explicit adult atmosphere. Okay, so if that's a deal breaker for you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we protect children over here in the South. Maybe you guys on the left coast don't do things like that. So if you want to go back to that, go back to that. But there's more. Let's continue.
With what's going on with abortion in Texas, are these people who fled California having second thoughts?
I think a lot of them are. We've seen people even move to Texas, Florida, and other places. They left in a rush, and now they're regretting it and coming back. Initially,
now I want to hear their actual decision-making process, because you can hear from Harvey and his sidekick right there about the reasons why they might be going back. Oh, because of mass shootings and drag queen story time. I want to hear their actual reason for going back to California.
Taxes are a big concern for many people, especially wealthier people who, move to states that have no state income tax or very little income tax.
That's something right there, because I think the highest state income tax rate in California is 12.3%. 12.3% compared to Tennessee, where I live, where there is no state income tax, zero state income tax. Same thing, I think, in Florida and also Texas.
But, the quality of life is everything. And I think some people have seen that. I've heard from many people who have moved, who are still there. God, I miss Los Angeles. I miss being in California. I miss the weather. I miss the lifestyle. I miss the culture. And it's not that those are bad places, but they're just not Los Angeles.
Now, one thing about it, California is different. When I was in Phoenix recently, I was in Scottsdale, and I felt like I was in a small, well-to-do area of Los Angeles. Now, when he says that they miss Los Angeles, he doesn't really mean where the normies live. We're talking about the rich upper crust type area. They miss that particular part. They miss Calabasas, the hills. They miss all of that. Downtown LA, crackhead haven, Skid Row, they don't miss that. They don't miss the high taxes and the bad political policies.
One of my favorite clients and smartest people I know said to me, isn't the point of having money living where you want, not living where, the tax is driving you? Then you throw in these other factors where you have all these, crazy exclusionary, bigoted.
Okay, like what? Like saying that you shouldn't have adult entertainers perform in front of children, small children, in a library in an elementary school or anywhere else like that in a restaurant. Okay, you shouldn't have infants seeing some big 6'5" random gender person swinging around fake prostated breasts.
You know, cultures that are more accepting. California is Republicans, it's Democrats, it's independents. It's
Man, be for real. California is not accepting like that. If you like, let's say for example, you living in Los Angeles and try being an open conservative in Los Angeles. I'm talking about MAGA currency, all that kind of stuff. You might be able to go to Orange County and do something like that, but be up in Calabasas, up in the hills somewhere. Be up in the where the upper crust live and try to do something like that. And see how far that takes you.
It's a mixture of everything. It's literally Noah's Ark. It's two of everything that just kind of coexist, and in the best weather, and you know, Los Angeles, you know, specifically, you know, is one of the contemporary art centers of the world with our museums, with the Olympics coming here in 2028.
It's weird because depending upon who you are, you're going to see LA differently. When I was in LA, I hated it. Way overrated. Like I said, if you live up in the hills, like in a really nice area, that's not even, I don't consider it to be LA. That's somewhere, that's LA adjacent. That's somewhere else. LA, like in the city, overcrowded. It was just a mess. It felt dirty, poverty, drugs. I didn't like it. Too much going on.
There's so many things. We're the entertainment capital of the world. I think people forgot those things being locked in their house. And you know, now when they've gone to these other places, they're coming back.
Well, I say, you know what? If Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, Texas, Arizona, Idaho, wherever you escape California to, if where you escape to is not good for you, I say go on back to California. Go on back. Because quite frankly, what's happening with these Californians, not all Californians, please understand what I'm saying. I ain't talking about true conservatives, people that really are trying to go to a place and be a conservative. I'm talking about those who are liberal, who are just trying to escape the bad policies that they themselves enacted by who they voted for. When they go to a place, they turn it upside down. You see what's going on in Austin. Austin, Texas is no more than a California enclave. Okay, people say, okay, I moved to Texas and I didn't like it, so I'm going back to California. Well, okay, first of all, you went to Austin, Texas, making it a fake California. One thing I will say about California is if you try to replicate it somewhere else, it's not going to be the same thing. If you try to recreate Los Angeles and Austin, Texas, of course, it ain't going to be the same thing. So if you want that LA feel, you're going to go back to LA. It's just as simple as that. But like I said, I say bon voyage, arrivederci, all that good stuff. Go ahead and go back to where you came from. You coming to Tennessee and especially Florida. My goodness, you're driving the rents up, the real estate prices up, you're driving the price of everything up. You guys coming here with a bunch of money, dropping 800 grand cash on that house. It's not even all of that. It's not even really worth that much because back in California, your homes are way overinflated. They're not even really that well built. You coming over here paying the same prices for a house that's not really worth that much, and you're driving the entire price of the market up. So you're making people that are from Florida, that live in Florida, who are true conservatives and like where they live, you're making it harder for them to live. So yeah, go ahead and go back. Take all that money with you. That's fine. We don't need it. We're over here in Florida doing well. You come into Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, because we're doing well. We got a good thing going and you want to partake in it. It's not like your money is going to make us better than what we already are. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what said you? How do you feel about Californians going back to California? First of all, do you even believe it? Because there's still an exodus of Californians every single day. Every day. Going to Arizona, going to Texas, going to Tennessee, going to Florida. Do you even believe they're going back? How about Chicagoans going back to Chicago? How about New Yorkers going back to New York? Is that really a real thing? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. If Californians are going back, then so be it. I say, hey, farewell, arrivederci, and have fun. Okay, take your high taxes with you. Take liberal policies with you. Take your drugs, your crack smoke, your fentanyl with you. New Yorkers, take the bed bugs with you. Take all the ridiculous, braggadocious, I'm from New York Take all that stuff with you if you come down here with that. Now, I'm not saying all you guys from New York, California are like that. Don't get misunderstood. Shout out to all the conservative New Yorkers, conservative Chicagoans, conservative Californians. But y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You got your pit bull and the baby stroller. You got you coming down here with us. You coming down to Florida from New York with a whole box of New York pizza, talking about it's the best ever. Florida sucks. Virginia sucks. North Carolina sucks. If you feel that way, then go back home. Point blank, period. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.